Eduleadership show for August 12th, 2025. I'm your host, Justin Bader, and in this episode, we'll talk about some eggs that hatched on campus, and they were not chicken eggs. We'll talk about what teachers should be evaluated on versus what they typically are evaluated on. And we'll talk about a high school principal who gave a campus tour with a script that was written by Gen Z and Gen Alpha students using their slang, and that was a lot of fun. So let's get to it. First up, I've been asking for your animals on campus stories, and so far you have not disappointed. Cheryl writes, I taught at a rural K-12 school, and a student brought the science teacher some eggs he had found. The teacher, who was a stereotypical absent professor type, put the eggs under the chemical hood and forgot all about them. That is, until they hatched, not into chickens, but into several bull snakes, which slithered down the hall, creating chaos. So if you have had an experience like that, let me know. If you have photos or video, even better. But we're going to continue featuring animals on campus just for fun here on the Eduleadership show. Next up, let's talk about teacher evaluation. I mentioned Charlotte Danielson recently, and anytime I mention Charlotte Danielson or teacher evaluation on social media, I get a variety of responses from teachers, some of which seem to believe that teachers should not be evaluated at all, that there should just not really be any system of teacher evaluation. And I get that response because I get that lots of people have been treated in ways that they perceive as unfair. It's never fun to be evaluated, and evaluations, frankly, are not always done well. And that is not a secret or a mystery to Charlotte Danielson. And I've worked with her. I've had her as a professional developer in my school district and have learned from her and seen her speak many times. And I think she has one of the best systems out there. But she is very aware that her system is not always used in the most constructive ways. And really, she even designed it originally for reflection and professional growth, not for teacher evaluation. But then it ended up being kind of the best framework, the best rubric for teacher evaluation, and now it is the most popular framework out there. But I think it's worth asking, what really should teachers be evaluated on? Because a lot of people feel like the Danielson framework is unfair, especially if they're working with less privileged students. And I personally used the Danielson framework in my professional certification portfolio fairly early in my career. And one of the things that I found was a little bit unfair was the description of level 4, right? Like if you wanted to be at the very top of the rubric, not just satisfactory, but exemplary, or whatever your organization calls it, beyond satisfactory, there are some things that feel like they're a little bit outside of your control as a teacher, right? You can control what you do, but level 4 requires students to take ownership, requires students to do things. And I think a lot of people feel like those are not always possible, no matter what they do. I think they're a good vision to strive for. I think that level 4 practice is a good vision to aim for. But I think if you feel like sometimes you're not really going to have a realistic shot at being able to reach level 4 just because of where your students are coming in from, how far you can get them is not going to get to level 4 practice. So I think we need to think about this question of what should teachers be evaluated on? And there have been different takes on that over the years. There have been the 4 domains, and more recently the Danielson clusters, and there are lots of other systems. Marzano has a system, Kim Marshall has a system, Strong has a system, and your organization may have its own system of criteria for teacher evaluation. And I think on one level, we can look at the domains, we can look at the criteria and say that's what we're evaluating people on. But I think at the heart of what we're doing in teacher evaluation, what we're examining, it's not so much the song and dance. Like, yes, there may be things like, do you explain things clearly? Do you manage the classroom well? There are some outcomes. But ultimately, what I think we need to be getting at in teacher evaluation is professional judgment. Is this teacher making decisions that were the right decisions for the moment? Because the moment is not always ideal, right? It's not always the perfect lesson where everything is going well and you can just teach it without interruption and students learn it, they understand it, they have the background knowledge they're expected to have, and everything just goes smoothly. Teaching often requires making the best of the circumstances. Maybe you had a really great lesson yesterday and half the class missed it, so they didn't get what they were supposed to in order to be ready for today's lesson. That's the type of situation that teachers are in every day and that they have to make the best of. So I think we need to look for ways to evaluate teachers based on professional judgment and what they did given the circumstances, not just the outcome, not just the test score, not just the did students take leadership of everything, but what did the teacher make the best possible decision under the circumstances? Let me know what you think. Lastly, today on the Eduleadership show, you may have seen that a high school principal, Mr. Martin at East Forsyth High School, did just a fabulous campus tour video using a script that was written by students. This was featured on the Today Show, and he said, I don't know what most of this stuff means. I hope I'm not saying anything too bad. I want to share this with you because I think it is just terrific, and I just really appreciate Mr. Martin being such a great sport here.
Hey besties, welcome to East Forsyth, where we serve looks and lunch. I'm your principal, Mr. Martin, and today I'm taking you on a tour that's busted, respectfully. Let's ride. Flex on all the haters in the weight room. Our students don't skip leg day or class, period. The barn is where it's at. Stack up on East Drip in that bold blue and orange, plus all the spirit wear you need to stay repping hard with your fit on point. Go touch grass out in the courtyard. Don't be sleeping on this chance to soak up the sun during lunch. Low-key obsessed with the food capture table. Be a real one and drop off your uneaten food here. How many letters are in Devour? You want drip on a budget? Say less. Come to the thrift store to pick up a fit that will give you plus 1,000 aura points. Boots down. The Bronco Market is my Roman empire. The grub is delicious and affordable. Hashtag free. The theater's been straight fire lately. Drama, band, and chorus are all slaying every performance. This is the esports room where our gaming team full of sweats collaborate, strategize, and bring home the dubs. Yes! Here we have the Google rooms where you and your fam can escape the brain rot and work together peacefully, no cap. So you about to cook or get cooked on your next test?
Cooking.
I'm in my self-care era. The wellness space is super demure, super mindful. Come on in for support groups, breathing, and straight vibes. Want to lock in on your future? College and career room is giving academic chance. Whether you're clocking tea or sipping on it, the Bronco Place is the perfect area to hang with homies. Catch me spending my whole paycheck on coffee. When you're feeling pressed or even shook, these chat rooms are the perfect place to get in your feels.
If you know, you know.
I'm a full-time Broncos care stand. Catch me clocking volunteer hours like it's my 9 to 5. I high-key love when we help out in school like this. Okay, Sigmas, we're nearing the end of our tour. Mad props to you for following me along. All of your Bronco loves got me shook. Stay rizzy, Mr. Martin, out. Stay repping hard with your feet fit on point. Wellness space is super demure. How do you say that? Makes no sense. Okay. I do that again. We gotta do that again.
All right, so kudos to Mr. Martin of East Forsyth High School for being just a great sport and playing along with students who wrote him, I will say, a very challenging script, and hopefully everybody had a great time. If you have other stories like this, send them my way, and I'll feature them on an upcoming episode of the Eduleadership Show. If you'd like to learn more about teacher evaluation, I want to encourage you to join me for the Evidence-Driven Teacher Evaluation Certification Program. This is a program that you'll find is compatible with any teacher evaluation system and process, but that focuses on evidence and focuses on professional growth through conversation. So if you're interested in having a greater impact through the teacher evaluation work that you do without having to redesign your process, check that out at principalcenter.com/evaluation. That's it for this episode of the Eduleadership Show. I'm Justin Bader, and I'll see you next time. You can subscribe for full episodes at eduleadership.org.